One day, the Earth woke up only to realize that all of its doors were closed. Well, not really all of them, actually. Those who were closed the night before were locked, unmovable. This on itself was already really weird. However, those who remained open could not, by any way possible, get closed. And that somehow was even weirder. Everybody was even trapped or completely untrapped. And soon enough, chaos started to rise. People would just woke up only to realize that they couldn't get out of their bedrooms or go pee in their bathrooms. And even if you were one of those little silly psychopaths that likes to sleep with all of its doors open, yes, even them would eventually realize that they couldn't get out of their houses. So people, as people do, started to get creative. They started to find ladders so they could climb to windows to go find their crying babies left enclosed in a different room the night before. And ladders inventors became richer and richer, patenting new ladders, and every new ladder was taller and taller and longer. And ladders makers, of course, became richer and richer too. And let's say, for the sake of this story, that was fine. Everything was fine. People were going on their ladders up and down, going through their windows, getting their silly little tasks done. And everything was fine. Life was still good, just slightly more inconvenient. But everything was really fine. They could really live like that until they realized, like 3 seconds later, that in fact Earth woke up and all of its doors were closed. I'm gonna say it again. All of the doors were closed. And for those who haven't got it yet, a door, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, is a flat object that is used to close the entrance of something such a room or a building or the entrance itself. And I mean, come on, we all know what a door is. We've seen one before, right? One of the most flat, boring, mundane objects doing one of the most flat, boring, mundane tasks. Yeah. But what about your closet door or your oven door? Would they be closed too? Well, of course they were. They were doors, and the Earth woke up only to realize that all the doors were forever closed. So chaos, as chaos does, rose again, and everything was not fine. Panic joined chaos, and destruction came after, and the Earth, as the Earth does, began to burn. But not for the poet, though. The poet didn't even notice that something was wrong. For the poet, everything was actually fine. The poet woke up almost at noon and didn't realize his bedroom door didn't open or close because none of the doors in that old apartment actually closed. The only one that did was the entrance door, but the poet didn't notice that either. He didn't have nowhere to go that day. The poet didn't even open his closet door. He didn't have to change right away. He wasn't expecting any visits. Still in his pajamas, and after peeing, he went straight to the kitchen to make some coffee. No door needed to be opened there. All the things he needed were right there in the counter. Greta the kettle, his favorite mug, a plastic filter, a paper filter, and some grounded Colombian coffee. The best coffee, the poet thought. And with his coffee all done, he went to sit by the window. He tried to open the window, and the window opened because it was a window, not a door. The poet drank his coffee slowly, looking down the window. Chaos was still happening outside, but since chaos is almost always happening on Earth anyway, the poet didn't seem to notice much of a change. He finished his coffee and decided it was time to go for a walk. No closet doors needed to be opened there. He just picked up some of the clothes that were piled up on his desk chair. The poet got dressed, brushed his teeth, and went to the front door. "Good morning, Charlie," the poet said. The door said nothing. The poet tried to open the door, and the door opened. But how, you might ask, if the Earth woke up and all of the doors were closed? Why is this the exception? What is going on? Well, you see, the entrance door was not a door. It was Charlie. The poet named it Charlie a couple of years ago, after the poet was feeling just a little bit more lonely than usual.